I made these yummy vegan salmon cakes with King Oyster mushroom, kale, and also jackfruit. So yummy. Let me show you what I did. First, I shredded my King Oyster mushroom, and you only need one in this recipe. It goes a long way. Shred it with a fork, and you've seen me do this before in other recipes. It's a good way to mimic fiber of meat or fish. And shred that down until you have a really nice pile of King Oyster mushroom here. Next, I'm using 1 can of jackfruit. This one is in brine, but if you find it in water, that is great as well. And then we're going to chop up our jackfruit with a knife. We're going to chop it down, mince it down, because we're making vegan salmon cakes here, right? So we want these pieces to be flaky and small, like you were getting a can of salmon. So just chop that down until it's pretty small. And then we're going to take kale, because we want to add nutrient density to these vegan salmon cakes. Normally you could add something like parsley, but kale is a perfect ingredient because of the antioxidants, the vitamin A, the iron. Is just a great addition to these vegan salmon cakes. And chop those down really small. Or you could pop them in the microwave. I'm sorry, not microwave. You could pop them in the food processor to get them really small if you don't feel like chopping this day. But hey, I wanted to burn some calories, so I just chop. Now, you can go ahead and use a boiled potato, or if you have some leftover mashed potatoes, that works great here. Mash that up, and then go ahead and put some seaweed chips. Like, you could use nori furikake here. You could use seaweed flakes, or like I used here, seaweed chips. And then go ahead and use some Old Bay seasoning and a little Creole seasoning, no salt, right? Because the Old Bay has salt, so use a no salt Creole seasoning. And then start adding in all of your ingredients, your kale, your jackfruit, your King Oyster mushrooms. Mix that all together, okay? Until you have this great pile. And then you're going to add in some seasoned cornmeal. This particular bag was not seasoned, but I recommend you use seasoning, because mine wasn't seasoned. You're going to see what I do later in the video to remedy that. But if you can get seasoned, it works best. Put a little lime juice in there as well, the juice of 1 lime. Squeeze that all in, and then start incorporating that all together with your hands is best, to make sure that everything gets what it needs. And so I added in a little more seasoning, because every time I tasted it, because of the kale and potato are soaking up so much flavor, that I had to keep adding in seasoning. So I used a little onion powder and a garlic powder and more Creole seasoning here, no salt, right? And then I taste it to see, hey, does it taste good? And I still had to do a little bit more in terms of seasoning. So I added in some mushroom seasoning, about a tablespoon, because I wanted to get this right, and a little more Creole seasoning, this time with a little salt. I had to keep tasting it to make sure it was good, because that kale needed extra flavor. So I used a little bit more Creole seasoning, and this one had a little bit of salt, but not too much. Now it's time to fry. Now, and I'm going to tell you another thing too. You could just saute the kale a little bit and season it there, and it might have taken up less seasoning as opposed to fresh. But I put these in oil, and actually it was a little bit too much oil. So then I had to come through and I had to pour out some of this oil, because I made these on live stream, and sometimes we get a little bit distracted on live stream. So that's what I did. I was too distracted, put too much oil, and they just started looking really soggy to me. So I was like, okay, I had to call an audible and let me pour out this oil. So that's what I did. Poured out a lot of the oil. And once I did that, they were much crispier, and the color looked the way that I wanted them to look. So I was much happier with less oil. And, you know, these things happen. This is the kind of stuff that happens in cooking. Nothing is perfect. But for future reference, I would just add in 2 tablespoons of oil, and then 2 tablespoons more as needed. I think I put a 1/4 cup. I just did too much. Anyway, these are cooking up nice and golden brown. Look how beautiful, crispy, and yummy they look. And boy, oh boy, were they delicious. These vegan salmon cakes. So now let's plate these up. I put them with quinoa grits. So I put grits and then some cooked quinoa inside my grits and cook them the way I normally would. And because I'm really focused on getting 30 plus plants a week these days, I added the quinoa to give me that fortification. But I also had some avocado dip that I made earlier. So I put that on top of my salmon cakes as well. It was amazing. So all together, I got quite a bit of plants in this dish, and that's what it's all about, the nutrient density and adding as many plant variations as you can to these yummy, 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 yummy vegan salmon cakes, right? So these were made with jackfruit, kale, king oyster mushrooms, and I had the quinoa grits, and also lots of Creole seasoning and Old Bay seasoning. I hope that you give these a try because they are super, super yummy.